I am the world's ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, and I am here to record something. Alright, hello people, I'm done playing around like a faggot. I'm here to show you guys something. Special glitches in both the garden that I'm in, the Chao Garden, and a glitch in, the Dark Garden. Both glitches are gonna be the same. I don't remember this guy. Wait, he's red? Oh, I'm sorry, this guy's red. It's because of the coloring of the camera, it makes it look orange. But it's not. Okay, so they're playing around. This flower here is the key. So that flower is what you need to worry about. Alright. So now you can randomly, now this always works. Just homing attack at the flower. And yeah, you're landing. That's the Chao Garden. So you can go inside and look. If you pause it, down, up, you know, cause you're landing. One shadow is above the ground and the other shadow is below. So I can go through this right now if I felt like it. As you can see, there's a Chao. They're drowning in the water. And they're drowning, well, they're not drowning in the water, they're drowning on the ground. And they're drowning on the ground because since the other shadow is below the territory, the Chao have to come below as well. Fortunately, the Chao come below with it. Some Chao manage to live. Depending on what character you're using, you'll be able to pull them out. And sometimes you won't be able to. So, yeah. That same glitch is available in the Dark Garden. And now I'm about to show you. Ah, it's just funny. Oh, the two Chao right next to each other. What you want, boy? Yeah, my other Shadow Chao died, for those of you who watched the first video. It died. But I got a red two-tone Chao, and I ended up turning it into this Chao. I was curious to see what it turned into, and that's what it turned into. So it turned into a Shadow Chao, but the spikes are down. And I'm not going to make them go up, because if I do that, the color will change. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you guys that, since I never told you that before. Okay, so this capsule, or the Game Boy, or whatever it is, really. What you have to do is just walk. Walk behind it. Just keep walking. And if you notice something, I'm actually moving. And eventually, I will end up going behind the Game Boy, which I did now. And as soon as you get there, just go for the rock. As you can see, because I went behind the Game Boy when I wasn't supposed to, I was able to glitch out. So this glitch is available. And you know, this is the Dark Garden. And it's really not articulated, as you can tell. This is the water. So the water goes further than the walls. And my camera just glitched in. Shadow can actually come in too. See, he's halfway out. But then I get stuck in. So most of the Chao drowned it in. But since this is a bigger garden, the Chao who can swim eventually will glitch themselves out back into the regular water. Like most of my Chao have already done. But if one of your Chao cannot swim, like, there's a certain faggot who can't swim around here. I don't know where he is. There he is. They will just swim in circles. And they will not be going anywhere unless you leave the garden. Okay, but I'm going to try exiting out from the garden. Because sometimes when you just leave the garden, the game will freeze. And that sometimes happens due to your excessive glitching towards the game. The game is like, why are you glitching me? I didn't do anything to deserve to be glitched. So yeah, that's what the game is saying. Anyway. Okay, so why am I entering his Tails? Tails is very slow. Now if you run, you won't get anywhere. And sometimes, if you walk, you won't move back. So you have to get it in the perfect area. Okay. It'll work. There you go. As you can see, I'm moving a little bit faster. But like I said before, do not run. You can walk fast, but don't run. Because if you run, you'll just go back. Oh yeah, by the way, this is in Japanese. Sorry. If you notice, you cannot hear oh my god. Yeah, well, since you're going up and down, basically, when you go beyond the boundary, like how Shadow was. But since Tails, when he flies, his tails are moving around, and since he's technically still flying, you know. If you notice how I get closer, it, you know, the Tails is Tails. Its sound comes back. Now, the game is glitched that bad that when you go too far away from the garden, and like eventually out of the bound, and the Dark Garden's layout is a lot bigger. Definitely something that you need to know. But the reason why I like doing this glitches Tails is because this area, like I was with Shadow, I can stand there, but he can fly. So he's flying. You know, there's no glitchy crap, none of that. No up and down craziness. Like, I could see this thing perfectly. And then, you know, I could just go right through it. Fortunately, there's nothing behind it. It's just a bunch of failed articulated stuff. So we're very close to the Dark Garden's layout now. And now, if you go super far out of the boundary, you know, you're all the way out. And I am flying as long as I possibly can. And I am just flying. I am going directly straight. I'm not moving at all. And I do not know how far am I straight from the Dark Garden. Yeah, I might actually find the Chao Garden. I'm kidding. No, you won't find it. Okay, so the Dark Garden is so big that even though I've gone so far, you can still see it. It's also so big that when it disappears, when it gets too far, the two boxes that leave the layout of the garden are still there. That's because the layout of the garden is bigger than the Dark Garden itself, because that is the layout. Meaning, it's like a house. And since the boxes have to be bigger than the entire garden if it wants to cover it all up, it's gonna have to be bigger. I mean, and since it's bigger, it takes longer to go away. Like, normally, the Chao Garden would be so small that by the time that disappears, that thing is gonna disappear only, like, not even 3 seconds after. But this one takes so long that it's actually easy to notice. And since Tails is already slow enough, you won't be getting anywhere. But Tails is moving faster than Sonic and Shadow when they're falling up and down and all that garbage. So, ever since I've seen Flint in the Dark Garden, I've just wanted to go and touch this thing. I always try to glitch out and boom. When you touch it, just go through it. And it's not even a real mountain. The back is just covered out. The back is just not there. So I can just go through and boom, boom, boom. So yeah. Hey guys. So some Chao is still there. Some Chao have already come out. I could just walk back out. But if you go too far in, you'll glitch in. And they won't let you back in. Hey, mountain. You see that crazy camera change over there? Since I've gone so far away from the garden, most of the sound is gone. If you can't hear the Chao, you can't hear Tails. So people like Tails could pull out Chao from the ground. This is a Chao. This Chao's a little too deep. Can't even see its head. Oh look, a Sonic drawing. Who drew that? Who drew it? I'm not liking the Japanese voice of Tails. Okay, I think I can pull him out now. Okay, this is Asbo. Hello. I can't stop stressing about how much I love this guy's face. But sometimes when you leave the garden, the game will kinda freeze. But I got lucky, and it didn't freeze. Yay. So before I leave, I'm just gonna go and see what's at the black market. Okay, a brown egg. And I'm broke anyway, so... Because I spend a lot of money on some things like these. Items and stuff. Stuff costs $6,000. It's just a freaking bucket. An empty can. There's nothing even in it. A box. $2,000. A box. Well, anyway. Yeah, so not much is here. Yeah, set a couple seeds. Ooh, dark seed. Ooh, hard fruit. Well, that's all I wanted to show you. Just that glitch for this part. Next part will be on specifically Chao Garden.